What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to talk about the Arsenal versus Crystal Palace game that takes place tomorrow. And for all of those people celebrating it, happy Wenger out day. I do realise it is now a year since Wenger left the club. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that. If you get triggered by a sentence, that's your business. I'm going to focus too much on it, but happy Wenger out day. And also for those of you who celebrate it, happy 420. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. Let's just say I can imagine Troops is enjoying today. So yeah, let's get to it. So the game against Crystal Palace. This is a game that, I think most people looked at and thought, yeah, Arsenal will win this. That Crystal Palace game at home is never that easy. The away game certainly isn't. And the home game is never as straightforward as you would think it would be. Mainly because Crystal Palace, they try and defend as deep as they can, and they hit us on the break, usually with a Zaha or someone really quick like that. Prior to leaving the club, it was obviously Balassi and people like that were causing us problems. And Zaha usually does tend to play quite well against us. He is an Arsenal fan, so whenever he does play against us, he likes to do well, almost like he likes to put himself in the shop window for us. So this is a game where I'm personally a little bit wary of it because Crystal Palace are a decent outfit. The only thing I will say that may play to our favour is that they're not really in danger. In fact, I would say that they're pretty safe. I don't think that they are going to play any European football. So they probably have one eye on the beach. Having said that, like I say, for some reason, when it comes to Arsenal, these kind of teams like coming to the Emirates and trying to perform. So don't make no mistake, this will not be easy. We do have a bit of an incentive in the fact that, as much as I hate to admit it, Spurs are playing really well at the moment, but they did lose today. So in theory, and I say this tentatively, third place is in our hands in the sense that if we win our games, we get third place. Now, if you've supported Arsenal for longer than 5 minutes, you'll know it's probably not going to be as simple as that. All I can say, and it's a lyric I keep constantly saying, is, yeah, but I know my club. Yeah, I know my club. Even looking at Crystal Palace's current league position at the moment, they are 13th with 39 points. You would think that they're pretty safe, to be fair. I can't see, short of an absolute amazing disaster from them, no, they won't go down. Looking at the bottom of the league table, at the moment, Cardiff, who have played the exact same games as them as things stand, are on 31 points. But Cardiff also play Liverpool tomorrow. I don't see them getting a result there. And then Brighton, who are just above them, got themselves a well-earned grinding out a point. I mean, I don't know what Houghton has done to that team, but all of a sudden they're getting smoked left, right, and centre. So today was actually a really good result at Wolves as well. And Wolves were dominating the first 15 minutes of that game, but they ground out a result. And a 0-0, they'll be happy with that. So Palace may have that eye on that 40 mark. 40 points is usually seen as safe. I think this year probably 38 points will do it. I think 38 points we should be fine. 37, you probably will still be okay. I just don't see it. I said it from day one. I felt like Cardiff would go down. People laughed. I even had someone from Cardiff come onto the channel when Arsenal were playing Cardiff, and Lee was on that same channel. And both Lee and the Cardiff guy said, "No, there's no way they're going down." Chig knows football, innit? That's what I'm going to say. Chig knows football, innit? So it's of no surprise, but I'll give Cardiff something, and I'll give their manager something. He gets them scrapping. So Brighton should be sweating, but I don't think Palace have anything to worry about. Going back to us, I think the one thing we need to make sure of is at the very least we win all our home games. These are games which should be cert 3 points. Again, if you've been supporting Arsenal for longer than 5 minutes, you know that nothing is ever a cert with us. But I will say this, we're in good form. We've grinded out some results. We've not played scintillating football, but what we have done is we're working very hard. Defensively, we look solid, and I'd love us to keep that going. Obviously, we have a couple of suspensions to keep in mind. Suspensions to keep in mind, and we do have a couple of injuries and people nursing some injuries. And Emery has indicated that he will be looking to rotate the squad. I also would rotate the squad at this point, keeping in mind that I actually think the Wolves game on Wednesday is the key game because that's the away game. And I think if you, with that in mind, I would just freshen some stuff up in the middle, in the center of midfield. You'll see what I do, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to freshen some stuff in the center of midfield because I believe we have the quality to beat Crystal Palace and beat them at home, certainly. So with that in mind, this will be the team that I play for the Crystal Palace game. So I felt as though, as well as Chig has done across the two Napoli games, for me, of course, Leonard comes back. It's not even a debate. Leonard comes back in goal. I'm going to go with a flat four. I don't know if Emery will do that because I think we're playing quite well at the moment with the three at the back. But at home, I feel like you can go with the flat four. So I would go with the flat four. And I would give Ainsley Maitland-Niles at right back, who's done very, very well. He needs to learn both positions, so not just right wing back, but also right back. I think this gives him an opportunity to do that. If we were playing anyone but Palace, i.e. anyone but Zaha, I may consider giving Lichtsteiner a run out, to be honest, just to give Ainsley Maitland-Niles a bit of a rest. But I think could you just imagine Zaha on Lichtsteiner? I mean, you're asking for trouble. So no, I'm not going to do that. So I think Ainsley, as long as you're good to go, I ain't got no problem playing you right back. Centre of midfield, I'm going to bring Skodran Mustafi. Fair play to him against Watford. I thought he was very, very good. I did. Didn't get enough credit actually for what he did, and you guys know this is coming from me, so you know he must have done something right. So for me, I have no problem bringing him back in this game. Now, this is the part where everybody's going to disagree with me. Everybody. But I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking with Wolves in mind, with Valencia in mind, with next weekend in mind. So that's the reason for this decision. I'm going to go with Mavropanos next to Skodran Mustafi. I think Koscielny's done excellently well, but I also think we need to just nurse him a little bit. Just keep him in mind, keep him fresh for that Wolves game. So I played Mavropanos. Don't get me wrong, Mavropanos wasn't great against Wolves. He wasn't. But the reason I'm suggesting him is because, for me, I feel as though the only way you're going to build his fitness back up by playing him in a game where we're expected to win. This is the sort of game you play him. Yes, I think Zaha will cause problems. I don't see their strikers causing problems, though. Benteke, all right. Do you know what I mean? So I would play Mavropanos in this game. Left back, I'm going to play Nacho Monreal. Again, it's a risky one, given the fact that Zaha is playing. And he could just do a thing where he's just switching up wings he plays, because I think he typically plays on the left. But why wouldn't he play on the right if you can see he's getting success out of Monreal? I still trust Monreal. I know he is deteriorating as a player, but I still trust him defensively more than I do a Kolasinac. So for me, and I'd rest Kolasinac because I'm going to use him on Wednesday. Little spoiler alert. So for me, I play Nacho Monreal. In the centre of a park, now this is another one where people will disagree. But like I keep saying, it's about rotating and keeping things fresh. We saw what happened with Ramsey. We don't need to have, and I'm hearing reports at the moment that Xhaka and Torreira are touch and go. Oh, if they're touch and go, then let's rest them. Let's rest them. Because, like I say, Wolves is going to be the difficult game, not this. So with that in mind, I play, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, Mohamed El Nene, and I'm going to play him alongside Matteo Guendouzi. This could go horribly wrong, or it could be an inspired piece of rotation. I do think playing Guendouzi next to El Nene, maybe it might allow Guendouzi to be a bit more influential. I like the fact that the manager's finally taken Guendouzi out of the fire. He was getting to the point where he was overplaying him. And recent games, he's just taken him out, just shielded him a bit, which is what I like. Because then it gets the kid himself then thinks, okay, cool, I need to work harder if I'm going to stay in this team. I need to be more consistent if I'm going to stay in this team. It's something I wish Alex Iwobi had earlier in his career. So this, to me, I think, bringing him in for a game like this, I think would be an inspired piece of management. That was what I would do going into this game. So my three attackers, by the way, I'm playing one up top. So I'm changing things up a little bit. Aubameyang starts on the bench for me, just a spoiler alert. So on the left-hand side, I'm going with Alex Iwobi. Actually, I feel like, with the exception of Watford, I don't know if he's getting tired. Level's just starting to drop a little bit with him. I'd like to see him step that back up. I think, and I know maybe I'm in the minority here, I feel he's had a good season. I'd like to see him round that season with a bit of a flurry, particularly a bit of a flurry of goals. In fact, I actually back him to score in this game. So I'm going to play Alex Iwobi on that left-hand side. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Henrik Mkhitaryan. I don't know what has happened to this man in the last 3 or 4 games, because up until then, from 4 weeks ago, from 2-3 weeks ago, right up to January, which is when I think he came back from his injury, I think he's been exceptional. In the last 3-4 games, I don't know what has happened to Henrik Mkhitaryan. It's just one of the reasons why I look to sell him, because we just have never seen the very best of Mickey for a sustained period of time. But for me, I would play him on tomorrow, just to provide us some width and also track back in case Zaha is causing problems. Zach is going to hate me for this one, but my number 10 position is going to be Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil, one thing I'll give him is at home, we do see halfway a decent performance out of him. We need a good performance out of Mesut Ozil tomorrow. And I hope, and I'm backing him to have a good performance tomorrow. So Mesut Ozil plays for me. Up top, I'm going with Alexandre Lacazette. I know he gave an interview for French TV recently where he kind of indicated that he wasn't, quote unquote, the happiest in his Arsenal role. I ain't gonna lie, I read that quote and I got a little bit annoyed because I just thought to myself, bruh, the starting games, you could see the managers trying to do something different. Boo-hoo if you can't stay on the pitch every single time. You're supposed to be fighting for the team. This is not about you playing 90 minutes every single game. Yes, and this is coming from me, who I actually thought the manager was wrong to take Lacazette off on Wednesday instead of Aubameyang. But also, I wouldn't be giving interviews on French TV talking about how you're not happy, because that's the kind of thing that worries Arsenal fans. Having said that, I do think it's a bit of a storm in the teacup. Papers probably latched onto that quote and blew it up more than it should have been blown up. But to me, I'd like to just see a little bit more consistency. I thought the free kick was a fantastic goal, a banger. But for me, for him now, he needs to start being more clinical. We need to start seeing a strong finish from both Aubameyang and Lacazette. And that's a lot of the reason I'm resting Aubameyang in this game, because I feel like an away game is going to be a bit more key. We may need to hit on the break a few times against Wolves. And Aubameyang could be key to that. So for me, that's why I start with Aubameyang. Excuse me, Lacazette. I think this will be a tight game. It always is. It's never an easy game. But I'm back Arsenal to win. I'm confident enough that we'll get the 3 points. And like the title of the video says, it's just about 3 points and keeping it moving. Because we just have to finish as high as we can in case it all goes belly up in the Europa League. So we've just got to bag the 3 points, secure a place as high as possible in the table, so that if for whatever reason we don't lift that Europa League, I'm a bit, I think a bit half glass full, I know, but I'm, working in my industry, you have to, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And I'd like Arsenal to kind of think in that way. I know it's a bit of a pragmatist way of thinking, but to me, I feel as though the best thing that we can do is say to ourselves, okay, we're in this position. Let's make sure that we take care of our league position, just in case things don't go right against Valencia or potentially Chelsea in the final. So you guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Am I right to rotate? What would you do? What would your 1 to 11s be? I noticed I've kind of slipped off the cliff since I've been doing this preview. So do let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. If you like this video, please crush that like button. I can't begin to tell you how much those likes do help. It does just get the show noticed. And it gets people realizing what the show's about, and they may not already know. I like to think we're a little bit different to people in what we do here. And I say we because I tend to do shows with people. I tend to do shows by myself. I tend to do all sorts, and there's a lot more to come. Trust me on that one. I'm about 125 away from my end of season target. So let's get me through that. Let's get me closer to that 4,000 mark. So close to that. And also, I realized, I don't know if I'll be able to achieve it this season, but who knows? A video I might go viral. But I just realized I'm about 80,000 views away from a 1 million views on this channel, which to me just is mind-boggling. So thank you so much to everybody that's ever watched anything I've done. I do appreciate all of you. And yeah, just onwards and upwards. Anyway, I'm going to stop my rabbiting because I realize there's still sun out there. So I know a lot of us, including me, want to get back out there and enjoy it. Us in the UK, it's not often we get solid sunshine the way today has been. So go and enjoy it. It's 4:20. Go and enjoy yourself. All right, I'm out of here, people. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your Easter. So if I don't see you again, happy Easter. I'll be back tomorrow with a review with some people. I'm going to try and see what I can do last minute. Best thing to do is hit that notification bell or follow me on Twitter @ColossalChig if you want to find out if I'm doing a show. All right, I'm out of here, people. Take care. Deuces.